We had the opportunity to research the options available for personal legal liability protection for those who carry a firearm in the United States in 2022. Our goal in this series of videos is to offer in a non-biased format the results of that research. Here we go. Taking a look at the compilation of our research into personal legal liability protection for carrying a firearm, or what we might call CCW insurance. We compiled this information in 2022, February of 2022. We want to thank our Patreons, the people that subscribe to our projects. They keep our websites online and give us time to work on projects like this one. All this information is going to be available at Minuteman University, one of our websites where we keep information like this available for anybody that wants to check it out. We encourage you to leave comments wherever you find these videos. We're posting them on multiple platforms, and our goal here is to inform and to create some conversation for more interested or people that are interested in this. We don't have any kind of skin in the game, so whichever organizations you join or don't join are completely up to you. Let's dig in. So we're going to take a look at USCCA, the United States Concealed Carry Association. We've got this kind of piece of paper here, kind of format, and down the left we've got a whole bunch of different factors that we're going to go through. So I'll zoom in here, and we're going to see some of the others. I just don't have a way to move the CCW stuff or the USCCA stuff over. So we're going to go through and take a look at the USCCA in this column, and we'll zoom in a little bit more so we can see the factors over here on the left and USCCA over there on the right. So first off, we see their logo, USCCA, their website there. They started way earlier than this, but they started their insurance in 2011. And they are insurance as opposed to prepaid legal or one of the membership type of things. They have 642,000 members, which is just a little bit smaller than the U.S. Law Shield, and they're the only two that publish their membership numbers. Next, we'll get into the various prices, the costs. Now, USCCA has 3 tiers, 3 levels of membership. They call them the Gold, Platinum, and Elite. The Gold is actually the lowest membership at $299 a year. Platinum is $399, and Elite is $499. They don't have any setup fees that I'm aware of, and you can purchase their plans monthly. It's a little bit cheaper to buy it annually, and I'm told there's also a 10% military discount. The next section we'll be taking a look at is the coverage, what you get for those costs, and got a whole bunch of different factors. Again, we'll be taking a look at. The first is what states you can get coverage in. So this is something that changes, and it's frustrating because it's not consistent, but USCCA is one of the services that offers coverage in almost as many states as you can. There's only the one service that's available in more states, and it's not really insurance as much as a fund. So you can get coverage with USCCA in every state except for New York, New Jersey, and Washington State. I believe it's because those states prohibit their citizens from purchasing it. Now, no matter where you have coverage, no matter what state you're in, you are able to travel to all 50 states at no additional fee, and the USCCA coverage is still there. It does pay up front, and you do choose your attorney. They don't have access to attorneys except for during your court case. Some of the others have, they brag about being able to access attorneys, but USCCA does have this Ask an Attorney video series, sort of a frequently asked questions where attorneys have addressed questions. And with a membership of well over 500,000 members, I'm sure that they've gotten a lot of questions. So I'm guessing an organization who's a community and is addressing issues over the years, I'm sure this library, this archive is pretty large. And standing on hold to wait for a human to answer something that could just as easily be answered in a video. I could see this being efficient and kind of cost efficient as well as time efficient. But it also could be frustrating if you feel like you're getting a canned response, I guess. Kind of just depends on the individual and what you're going to be looking for. Criminal defense costs as well as civil defense costs, so like going to jail or getting sued by somebody, both of those you're covered with no limit. The appeals are covered. The civil damages are covered up to $2 million. Now, that is the most out of any of them. Some of the others, brag about having $1.5 million or $1 million at their top level, but USCCA at $2 million is definitely the highest for civil damages. Now, that being said, there's a lot of folks that will suggest that very rarely do civil damages ever actually get charged or applied. So this is sometimes not necessary, but if it ever is necessary, you're definitely going to be covered. And again, this is something that it might not be necessary with a kid just out of school because they don't have a lot of resources for someone to sue, but someone who's got 3 or 4 things that cost some money and somebody might want them, might be a lot different having $2 million worth of civil damage reimbursement. Next up would be bail bond, and again, all of them have different levels. Each of the other services have different ways to address this. USCCA offers $100,000 worth of bail bond, which I'm pretty sure is like $1 million or more, so that's a lot of coverage, and that's not determined. I don't believe that's determined by what level or which plan you have with them. They say they cover expert witnesses. Spouses are covered basically at a half price membership, so you're still going to have to get a membership for a spouse, but then it's only a half price. I'm not sure about dependents, so if someone knows about that one, I wasn't able to determine that one. Extreme risk protection orders or red flag laws, I'm not sure how USCCA handles that. So if you know about that, you'd be helping us fill out our research here. They don't offer any kind of coverage for psychological counseling. However, I'd suggest again that these things do change, and I would imagine with the way that USCCA is kind of in touch with what's happening, I wouldn't be surprised to see that one change potentially in the future. As far as lost wages while you're in court, they offer the most coverage there. No, they don't, but they offer at the high end at $750 a day. So again, if you're looking at missing a lot of work and needing to cover the costs, having to pay bills with that, a lot of people that are making $750 a day, that's not all going into a savings account for a new boat. That's often paying employees and things. So covering that might be a big factor for USCCA. Constitutional carry, they will cover constitutional carry. Not all of them do this. Some of the other services require that you have a CCW permit. You can use any type of weapon. They don't require that it be a firearm. They offer $10,000 in coverage, which is the most. They offer... Okay, we'll blame barbecue for that. That's the most. At $10,000, that's the most that any of the services pay for cleanup. And again, if you're cleaning up a garage or if you're cleaning up a fancy situation, that $10,000 is going to be a bigger deal for some people than others. Let's see, they do replace firearms in case of confiscation. Now, here's a deal breaker for a lot of people, this recoupment. They do say that in their fine print of their insurance plan that if you are found guilty, then they may go back and they have the right to go back and ask for all the money back that they spent. Now, that might not seem like a big deal because you're not going to be guilty, but as a lot of attorneys and others will suggest, if you're looking at a mandatory minimum of use of a firearm, even if it's a legitimate use of self-defense, if there's some kind of state-mandated mandatory minimum where you're going to need to go to jail because the firearm for some other situation than just the defensive use of the firearm, and you plea in that case for a misdemeanor so you don't go to jail, that might cost you all the lawyer's fees. And while I'm not aware of that being a massive issue, because that's in their thing, it's definitely something that people pay attention to. So they are the only one with that recoupment clause, and it is something that's worth paying attention to. Accidental discharge is not covered. That is not something that's universal. Some of the other services out there do cover accidental discharges, so that's something else that is a deal breaker for some people, although, again, most people don't anticipate an accident. And gun-free zones are not covered. However, again, that's kind of universal. None of the services offer gun-free zones. The next thing we're going to check is the extras, the portion of services or things that they provide in addition to coverage. And USCCA is definitely on the extreme, or on the end of the extreme, where they offer quite a bit more than just the insurance. So they do have certified firearms instructors, and they're probably doing more than any other effort out there other than the NRA as far as certifying instructors. So there's plenty of effort being done on that end. And these are instructors for lots of things, including concealed carry. They do have a 24-hour hotline, and they do have educational materials both online. Again, as I mentioned, a lot of infrastructure with the firearms instructors, but also training videos and things like that. We've got additional benefits with USCCA, including membership in their community. The USCCA was a membership community before it was even a magazine, and then it was an insurance, like the insurance was brought on, so they've always been a community, and that means access to things like their USCCA annual meeting and or the expo, and the online community, and then of course the magazine subscription. So like the NRA, they offer quite a bit more, and the insurance is sort of one of the benefits of being a member of USCCA. Next, we're going to take a look at some of the things that aren't often focused on when people are comparing these things, and that'll include the YouTube section here. So USCCA is definitely doing the most on YouTube, although they don't have the most subscribers. Somehow US Law Shield has quite a few, double as many subscribers as USCCA. USCCA has 50 million views, video views, where the closest competitor, the closest other system out here has 14 million. So USCCA has definitely leaned into the video technology and using YouTube to distribute information. And not necessarily, you can tell by their subscribers. They only have 413 subscribers. I mean, only, it's still the second largest of all of these in the realm. But the U.S. Law Shield has 626,000 subscribers. So even with all of their membership and all of their YouTube videos, it's not like they're only trying to get membership. They're probably trying to get some information across as well. Or I know they're trying to get information across as well. So they started in 2013. It doesn't make them the oldest, but they've definitely been around for a while, and they're going on 10 years now. 50 million views, just about 50 million views with 830 videos. And the closest other service out there has 300 videos. Again, U.S. Law Shield with 300 videos, and then it drops down to 130. So the 830 videos that USCCA has posted indicates an amazing amount of effort compared to the others in the realm. Again, we'll jump to the affiliate program. Pretty much all of the options have some way of bringing new people to the mix, and they offer a kickback or a cut to anybody who brings them new members. USCCA does or has. I'm not sure if they do at the moment, but they certainly have in the past. I'm going to try to leave my personal opinions out of it, but there's certainly some controversy as to their, the way they did that. We've got the information about their contact information. USCCA is from Wisconsin. However, I think their insurance might be from somewhere else. As far as experience, none of the organizations brag about how many lawsuits or how often they've gone to trial, what kind of success rate. But if you're familiar with that, or if you have some way of determining that, we do have a place for it here. It'd be a great factor to compare them all. We can compare their Better Business Bureau ratings. So there's 6 organizations or 6 services that are in the Better Business Bureau. 4 of them, are not accredited. 4 of them don't pay the Better Business Bureau. 3 of them do. That means that they're working with the Better Business Bureau, I guess, paying them a couple of bucks each year to be able to interact with the comments and reports that they get. USCCA is accredited, and they have an A- score with the Better Business Bureau. They've been accredited since 2011, which makes them the longest, or the service with the most, or the longest affiliation with the Better Business Bureau. They don't have the best score. They only have an A-. Some of the others have an A+. But USCCA has 18 complaints in the last 3 years, which is 3 times more than the other one with a bad rating. So having 18 complaints and an A- score, I think that means that they have addressed the complaints and the people were satisfied. I think that's how that works. But I'm not a fan of the Better Business Bureau. I'm not accredited with them, so I'm assuming there. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. But they do have an A- rating, and they've been accredited since 2011. And finally, we'll take a look at some of the advisors. And, well, there's probably a bunch. They do have a lot of videos. I'm aware of Tim, the person who created the USCCA back in the day, but not aware of any other experts or people that they hold up as being their advisors. Again, I could be wrong there, so let us know if you're aware of some. Otherwise, this was USCCA, part of our research into individual legal protection while carrying a firearm in the United States in 2022. CCW insurance compared. We want to thank again the Patreons, our patrons, the people that subscribe. About 150 people subscribe to our projects, subscribe to what we do. They give us a cup of coffee each month and say thanks for what we do, and that gives us the time to create projects like this. And more importantly, it lets us put them on places like websites like Mint and Universe, where all this information is available to anybody who wants to check it out. Our goal is to keep the conversation going and give everyone the resources to understand some of these complicated factors or issues that we deal with as gun owners. Let us know in the comments what you think. We're going to post this on various platforms out there, and we read the comments on all the different platforms. And stay tuned for some live conversations about these topics, the topic of CCW insurance and some of the factors that we're comparing here as this series progresses. I'd like to say a big thank you to those who subscribe to our Patreon channel. You keep our websites online and all this information available for free for everyone. Wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org. Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.